We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video here from our beautiful property in sunny Central Portugal. Absolutely love it today. The sun is out and the birds are tweeting. It's going to be a good day.
Back on our feet and actually living in the barn. Not quite the time scale that we were planning on, but COVID meant that we ended up moving in here sooner rather than later. And you might have spotted our bed on the floor because I know that at the moment people hear that we're living in the barn and the banister's not up there, you're going to be freaking out, but there's no way we'll sleep up there without the banister on, especially when we got COVID and we're feeling very, very weak. But
I literally didn't have the energy to walk up a ladder and get up to the mezzanine.
It is kind of mad how much it's wiped us out, and Theo's had such different symptoms to me. It's been very interesting actually, but it's been really nice living in the barn. I've got to say, it's the perfect space to recover.
So a little update with how I'm getting on, and it really did hit me hard, COVID, for sure. Like, I wasn't expecting it at all, but after being in bed for 8 solid days without being able to really get up, without feeling really dizzy and nauseous, had many different symptoms. And actually today is the first day that I'm allowed to go out back into the real world and off our property, which is really nice. Although I did have to leave the property yesterday and go to the emergency doctors because my eyes became really sore and bloodshot, and I even had, like, my vision went blurry. It wasn't good at all. So I've got some eye drops and stuff, and I just need to rest. So this video is going to be basically me trying to rest. I've already rested for nearly 2 weeks, it feels like, and I still feel weak today. Although I'm smiling, I'm staying positive. I was violently throwing up. I had nausea, dizziness, blurry sight. I had, like, my skin was hurting, crazy headaches, mental temperature, like absolutely crazy temperature in the middle of the night, which I just thought I was going to collapse. I tell you what, one thing I've learned, and I don't usually get ill, so it's quite bizarre for me to be ill. Like, while we've been living on this property and while we've lived here, I've never thrown up, I've never been sick, and I can tell you that I never want to throw up in a compost toilet ever again. It was not a good experience.
Harrowing.
But it is harrowing, and you know, although my symptoms definitely aren't mild, I'm definitely back on the mend, and I'm so excited to push forward with our dream home. It was so nice spending time in here. We didn't have any form of heating while we were ill, living in here, and not once did I feel freezing cold. Like, I had a duvet to stay warm, and that was enough. So it just proves that the cork, the insulation, and everything we've done to seal this building has really worked.
I wanted to say a huge thank you to Skillshare, who have kindly sponsored today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes to suit absolutely anyone. They've got mindfulness courses, meditation courses, filmmaking, photography, writing, graphic design. There's literally anything for anyone, and I'm currently doing a class that has been really helpful for me during my recovery from our illness. Meditative bedtime routine, mindful patterns and affirmations for better sleep is a really wonderful way to unwind at the end of each day and get my thoughts out onto paper. I really like to push myself out of my comfort zone, so regularly browse through the different options that there are for new classes that have come up and ones that can help me expand my knowledge. I also regularly send out the sign up link to friends and family because I know they will enjoy the classes just as much as I do. I'm really happy to say that Skillshare has offered the first 1,000 people in our community a 1-month free trial of Skillshare Premium. All you need to do is click the link in the description and have a look and see what it is you want to expand your knowledge on today. I really hope that you enjoy it as much as I do. Let me know in the comments what it is that you're going to try out. It's time to get back into the swing of farm things. Theo's been away from his tractor for over 2 weeks now, which we all know is way too long. I just want to say I'm very thankful that my symptoms weren't as bad as Theo's, because it meant that I was able to still look after the goats and the chickens and the cats and keep us all alive. Not gonna lie and say I was totally fine, I wasn't, but it meant that I was able to keep everyone okay, so that's good. And now I think I just heard the tractor trying to start, so best go and see what we're gonna do.
So I went to start the tractor this morning and it just didn't have enough juice because it's been left for a good couple of weeks now because we've been in Iceland and then I've had COVID. I've not been using it. I really need to get like one of them little solar panels that trickle charges it and keeps the battery going, but I'm just going to jump it off our car.
I walk this road, it takes me home, the skies are blue. I walk this road because I know it leads to you. No matter when, no matter what. When you're by my side, I always know. When it's you and I'm always home. I'm always home.
I don't know if you can hear it, but the tractor started first time, which is fantastic because we need to use it today. I've got a raised bed, hopefully, to fill because there's a lot of things that need planting in there. Whilst we were away in Iceland, Ricky did an amazing job filling up our second raised bed. So if you saw us doing our first one, you'll know what it is, but it's basically all old plant material going here, branches and stuff like that, to the hugelkultur bed. And then we put soil over it. So that's going to be our first task for the day, is to get a load of soil on here ready for a new garden, because this one has actually exceeded my expectations. It's been really nice to eat the food from there. We had cauliflower the other day, broccoli, cabbage, all of that good stuff. So lots of new things need to grow, need more room, need to get this done.
So another really good job that Ricky did while we were away in Iceland was clear all of the brambles around this prickly pear tree, because it really was taking over, and you can see how big this tree is. I'd probably say it's probably about 12 or 13 feet high. It's massive and it produces the most lovely fruit that we're hoping to harvest when it's in next season. and you can see it's growing right out the side of a massive boulder. And one of the nice things is that we found is behind all of them brambles was a lovely little stone wall. And I just wonder 100+ years ago, when the people were building that stone wall, what it would have been used for.
Before we get shoveling soil, we're just going to go and get some nice fresh fruit from the tree. Vitamin C, yeah, good vitamin C from our beautiful oranges. They have been keeping us going during our isolation here.
Just having a little moment to myself here where I'm sitting on the back of my tractor, the sun is warm on my face, next to my beautiful orange trees, eating my own fruit from my own land. Just feels amazing. I definitely can't wait to be 100% again so I can really get stuck in around the land again. But these oranges have been part of my medicine. I've been having a couple of these oranges every day. Bee's been coming down, picking them for me, delivering up to the barn, and they're just so juicy and nice.
I don't want to ruin your moment, but can you peel mine for me, please?
Absolutely. So now we've got our vitamin C, it's time to drive the tractor and go and find some piles of dirt so we can fill up the raised bed.
Reversing into the soil has got to be Theo's party trick. It's pretty good because we've got a nice big mound of soil. Oh no, stalled it. I got a nice big mound of soil, so you can just reverse it straight in and get it all in there, which is absolutely brilliant. Well, I've lost my ride now because it's full of soil, which is great. So I'm just going to walk behind and keep an eye on it. It's so handy having this tractor. Honestly, if you ever think about doing anything like this, I highly recommend a tractor, even one as old as ours. So the first layer of soil is now nicely in, which is good to see, but we need to actually fix a brace, which unfortunately we can't do just yet because we don't have the brackets for it. And we need the brace because we used it on the other one as well to essentially stop this from bulging out, and it works amazingly. And it's nice to see the soil going in there because it means we're one step closer to getting it all the way up, and then a nice layer of compost, and then the new plants can go in. But we're going to have to leave that like that for now. I've got something pretty cool that I want to show you actually. Something that when I saw it, I was taken aback, and actually I saw it first through a picture that Theo sent me, and I didn't even realise that it was on our property. I was that shocked, and I know that you're going to be shocked when you see it, trust me.
Feel it now every time I leave. It hits me hard and it cuts me deep. I'm 1,000 miles from happiness. 1,000
So another job that Ricky did while we were away in Iceland is clear our spring-fed well that we could barely see because it was just surrounded by brambles, and now the size of it completely shocked us. It's a really big body of water, and by spring-fed, what they do is they dig down and usually they find a spring if they're lucky, and if we empty this, what you'll probably find is you'll find a big stone with maybe a crack in it where the water will be dribbling out and filling this area with water. And the great thing about a spring-fed well is if we wanted to, we could dig this out even further and have even more water. At the moment we're in a drought and this is full of water, and our main well, Manuel, is completely full of water as well. So we're really lucky on our property with water, which is very important here, especially when you're in a drought, especially when you live somewhere where you get 40 degrees in the summer. And it makes a lot of sense actually, because when they were digging it out, what they've done is they've dug down and they've hit loads of stone, because we have loads of stone on the property, hence why the house is built out of stone. And you can see here along the side of it, this is all the natural stone that they've just dug out. This isn't a wall that they've built or anything like that, like the main well. And if you come further up here, we always wondered why there was just a load of stone along the side of this small little tractor road we have going up here. And there's a big load of stone further up there as well. And that must have been all the stone that they dug out of this spring-fed well and just put out the way. So I'm definitely going to use all these stones for something in the future.
It's a far reach from you to me. I feel the time and the space between. It's 1,000 miles of loneliness, 1,000 miles from you.
So the next thing we're going to do is get the bed frame down so we can give it a good sand and think about how we're possibly going to build the headboard for the bed as well. I've got some ideas up my sleeve, but first I've got to get up there and get the bed frame down. And
hang on a second.
It's a long way.
Do you think we could just first put the mattress on the bed and then move it that way just to see how much headroom we actually have? Because I'm kind of curious.
I said that before when we were up there. I was like, we should sit on it, and
Did
you were like, no.
Well, can we do that now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But we've got another mattress down here that did used to live in the caravan, but now we've moved into here, we're using that down here because it's easier than dropping a mattress backwards, upwards and down, if that makes sense.
And this mattress weighs nearly 20 kilos, it's heavy.
But what I'm thinking is if we move that mattress once I'm up here all the way to the mezzanine beam,
we can kind of
and then we drop it onto that so it doesn't damage the floor.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. It's not sliding today.
Hope not. I'm still not 100% better. Last thing I want to do is die falling off a ladder.
You can only go to here, to the mattress. I'm going to push it there. There we go, it's safe.
Oh.
Yeah. This is semi-sketch.
What a great design. This holds itself. You ready?
Yeah. Is that far enough back, or will it be slightly further than that?
Well, you got to think there's going to be a headboard, but you can go a bit further, sure. Probably about there. There's no slats.
Oh, just go in the centre.
So I need to sit in the centre. If I'm sitting up in bed, more than enough.
Go a bit further back, just so I can kind of see you close to the wall just for scale.
I'm never gonna.
Oh no, yeah, you've got.
I'm never gonna sit this far back.
So much headroom. That's perfect.
Oh, it feels so nice.
On
Such a
camera,
nice position.
it looks way closer. I need to get a bit closer to show you.
Yeah, if maybe you can see side on, but like, as I said, I'm not gonna sit this far back anyway. There's gonna be a backboard.
So you'll be leaning.
And you'll be slouching a little bit like that.
Well, that's positive.
It is. Because we did have envisions of my head stuck between the two rafters and not being able to look left or right, but no, that's really nice.
Oh, perfect. Now we've got to take it down.
Let's get it down. Then just bear with, because I'm underneath. Drop it down. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Here we have it, the sanded bed frame. It is upside down and it's actually worked out really nicely. The corners are now really smooth and definitely will not be catching any bed sheets and ripping them off, which is great. And we've thought what we're going to do is I'm going to Danish oil the bottom side here, and then we're going to flip it over and take it in the barn and do the rest in there, so we don't have to move it again, because it is going to rain. There's some rain clouds up there that look ominous, so we don't want to go through all this effort and then have rain ruin it. So I guess I better get the oil. Do you know where the Danish oil is?
No idea.
So I found the Danish oil and a brush, which is perfect. All I need now is some tissue to wipe off the residue. This is exactly the same stuff that I used all over, what was it, the whole ceiling and the mezzanine beams and the mezzanine flooring, so it should all tie in really nicely. It does stink though, so we're not going to be able to sleep in the barn tonight. I'll be back in the old caravan. So the rain did come. I was about halfway through, so I've brought it inside now. It is the smelliest stuff, but hopefully it won't take too long. It goes on very nicely, especially now it's been sanded, so it's not really a chore. It's just a bit of a tedious task, and there's always those kinds. But I'm happy that we made our own bed. It's got a real nice vibe to it, and it's got meaning behind it as well, because we can lie on our own bed that we made. So enough chatting, I need to finish doing this. So it's all nicely oiled. It really does smell very strongly. Danish oil absolutely reeks. So this should be touch dry, 100% dry, I don't know, tomorrow or the next day. So goodbye bed. We won't be able to sleep in you tonight. We're back in the caravan, but it looks really nice. Let me try and show from a distance. The grain has come out. It looks lovely. And I can't wait to put the slats on next, but unfortunately we won't be able to do that yet because this needs to dry first. Now that's done and dusted, I'm very happy about that. I'm gonna head down. Oh, I've just spied Ginjey in the bushes, they're so cute. Gonna head down to the goats because we had to have a vet come and visit them yesterday. I was rather worried, but yeah, it all worked out for the best. So I've got some different cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower leaves for the girls, and it's actually Matilde right here who was the one who had to see the vet yesterday, because 2 nights ago she just wasn't eating, she wasn't her normal self, her head was bowed, she was acting really odd. I thought I saw a lump on her face, so the vet came out the next day, checked her over, she was actually totally fine, couldn't find anything wrong with her. He gave her a vitamin injection, can't remember exactly what it was, but it was to get her appetite up, which it has done because she's the first over to get some of the leaves, which is actually really good, because even though we've only had these girls for 1 month, they mean an awful lot to us, and we want to make sure that they're doing their best. And the vet is actually going to be coming back later this week to give them their yearly vaccinations and worming tablets, not actual worms. So yeah, that's good.
She likes that.
She loves it. She loves apple as well. Hey, Sky.
It's actually a really nice routine that we've created. Every single day we come down here, hang out with the goats and give them some treats, and they absolutely love it. As soon as you approach the gate, they come running up and they just love anything that we bring for them. So like branches, like olive branches, they absolutely love, brambles, and then some greens from the actual garden that Bee's been growing, they love. So we're definitely going to have to start growing them some of their own food because they love it. So I think we're going to call it there for this video today. It's been really good actually, really productive. We've achieved a lot, probably a little bit more than we should have done on our first day back, and I'm definitely feeling tired now. The sun's going down pretty much in the next hour, so I'm actually going to head to the city, and like even the blood has started to like go further into my eyeball, which I'm not sure is a good thing, but I'm going to keep taking my eye drops, eating good food, keeping the fluids up, and I think within another couple of days I'll be back to full health and we can really push on forward. We're getting the kind of final bits and bobs on the inside of the barn finished, like, you know, we need to do a staircase and kitchen, a railing, and then really soon we're going to buy the kitchen and we're going to be installing the kitchen. So there's so much exciting things to come, along with all the landscaping and possibly a garage build coming up, that you are not going to want to miss it because it's going to be good. But I'm feeling pretty tired right now. I'm ready to go and get some nice food tonight as well, because while I'm in the city picking up supplies, because I've got to get loads of kind of goat food and stuff like that we haven't been able to go out and get, I'm going to pick up a curry on my way home, and I know Bee's very excited about that by a smiling face, and I think the curry will flush any remaining illness out of us. But thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next video.